The departure of Frank and Claire Williams from the team that bears their name is a sad moment for Formula One. That Williams has not enjoyed the most competitive of times in recent years is probably an understatement, but it has and always will remain an important cornerstone of Grand Prix racing ever since its first race in 1977. Its 114 wins, 7 drivers and 9 Constructors' Championships titles are locked into the history books, and Frank's contribution to the sport as its longest-serving team principal will never be forgotten. Their departure marks the end of an era, not just for Williams, but also Formula One, which no longer has a family-owned team on the grid. Now, every team either has manufacturers, companies, funds or consortiums backing them, perhaps taking away some of the romance surrounding dynasties in the championship. Williams' status as an independent, family-run team has been something it has long been proud of. The resilience and fortitude shown by founder Sir Frank Williams throughout his life and career has been reflected in every fibre of the team's operations, even in the hardest moments faced by the group, many of which have come in the past 18 months. Williams never wanted to lose control or step away from the ideals he had built the team upon. BMW found that out when it tried to widen its technical partnership with the team into an acquisition, only to be told by Sir Frank where to go. The German manufacturer took its money and resources to Sauber instead, but Sauber too had to admit defeat in the end, selling up to Longbow Finance in 2016, the deal paving the way for a far more successful and sustainable F1 future for the Swiss outfit. Similar resistance from Williams has also been clear in recent years. Lawrence Stroll brought backing and sponsors to Williams when his son, Lance, was able to join the grid with the team in 2017. But he is understood to have had designs on a closer technical partnership with Mercedes, similar to the one now being enjoyed by Racing Point. Once again, Williams was reluctant to go down such a path, focusing on designing and producing all of the team's parts in-house, and only enjoying a customer relationship with an engine manufacturer. The Strolls duly went to Racing Point instead, where the benefits of a closer technical alliance have become evident this year. As romantic as the notion of garagists like Cooper, Lotus and Williams flying the flag against the might of the manufacturers may have been in the past, that has not been relevant in F1 for a long time now. If you want to be an independent F1 outfit, unless you have a bottomless pit of money to delve into thanks to a particularly wealthy backer, you need a business case that is sustainable and works. Haas entered F1 successfully in 2016 and changed the game with its business and operational model, but made it clear it could not have considered racing in any other way. Whilst keeping everything in the family and retaining such a high level of independence was admirable from Williams, it was also in danger of becoming its hubris, as its on-track fortunes slumped and revenues began to dip. And as much as it may have taken a step forward this year, giving George Russell and Nicholas Latifi a fighting chance in the lower midfield fight against the likes of Alfa Romeo and Haas, running a regular loss of $10 million per season just wasn't sustainable. Enter Dorilton Capital. So what now? Well, it's clear that in the scope of Dorilton's review to ensure it does what is needed to make the team a success, it wants to mark a fresh start for the operation and make some wide-sweeping changes. Under those circumstances, it would have been all too easy for Frank and Claire to resist Dorilton's efforts and to try and cling to the roles within the team. But it had obviously become clear that if the Williams team is to maximise the opportunity it has under new ownership and financial boost from Dorilton, the pair needed to hand over the reins. Holding back the tears in a message to fans on Twitter, Claire Williams admitted that it had been hard to make the call to step down, but the future of the team was of far more importance than personal ambition. The team will still be called Williams Racing. Future cars will still follow the FW naming scheme used since the early days of Frank Williams' racing escapades in the mid-1970s, and the team will remain at its Grove base in Oxfordshire. These family elements at the core of the team are here to stay. Claire Williams was satisfied that Dorilton would respect the team's legacy, adding that this may be the end of an era for Williams as a family-owned team, but they know it's in good hands. This deal appears to be a satisfactory resolution for Williams. The name will live on, and it now has the backing with which to gain stability heading into F1's budget cap era. The financial picture is far more appealing for smaller outfits heading into the new Concord agreement, allowing some to even dream of turning a profit across their F1 operations. The message is clear. Frank and Claire have done what they think is best for the team. A return to form for Williams would be good news for the team's fans and F1 itself, which would benefit from seeing the famous name moving itself further up the grid. We may have no more family-owned outfits in Formula One, but if that means we have 10 competitive and stable teams on the grid, that bit of romance is a tiny price to pay.